All right. So, are you ready to jump into some, like, serious political drama?
Always up for a little drama.
We're going to be looking at a news article about, well, you know them, Donald Trump, Joe Scarborough.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, going at it. And let me tell you, it's way more than just your typical morning TV spat. This is some real, like, insight into how politics have changed, even since, what, 2016, and what that means, for all of us regular folks.
Right.
So this article, it doesn't pull any punches.
Okay.
Trump basically comes out swinging, calls Scarborough unethical, a sick puppy.
Charming.
Yeah, and those are his words, not mine. Got to make that clear. But then he says, and this is the interesting part, he says, he was the one who ended their friendship.
Interesting.
So, like, is that the whole story? What do you think?
Well, what's really interesting to me here is how this whole thing kind of reflects a much bigger shift, right, in the political landscape.
Yeah.
Like, we got to remember, Scarborough, he wasn't always, MSNBC. This guy was a Republican congressman.
Right.
He was even on Fox News for a while.
Wow.
And now, I mean, he's one of Trump's biggest critics out there. He does not hold back. So this isn't just two guys who had a falling out. It's like a microcosm, right, of how the Republican Party itself is kind of wrestling with its own identity in the age of Trump.
Totally. And to make it even juicier, the article mentions that, remember back in 2016 when Scarborough wrote that op-ed about Trump?
Oh, yeah.
And it was not flattering, to say the least.
Dating.
Yeah, scathing. So Trump kind of dances around the specifics of their whole, friendship explosion, but he implies that Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, too, they're still hung up on it.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, that 2016 op-ed, that wasn't just some random criticism. This was a very public breakup with someone Trump probably considered an ally, right?
Right.
And that kind of animosity, that doesn't just magically disappear. I mean, this gives us a real, like, behind-the-scenes look at how personal grudges can actually fuel these political battles and how long those resentments can last.
Oh, absolutely. And it reminds me of remember those phone-in interviews Trump used to do from Trump Tower? They were like practically buddies.
Right.
And now you've got Scarborough on HBO with Bill Maher saying Trump is a straight-up threat to democracy. He even claims Trump wants to use the military to arrest his political opponents.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So it makes you think, right, how seriously should we take these kinds of statements from media figures? I mean, are they actually sounding the alarm or just adding fuel to the fire? It's easy to get caught up in the drama, but it does bring up a really important point about the whole media landscape.
Right.
How can we even have a productive conversation about politics when opinions are so incredibly divided?
Yeah, it's something to think about. It seems like such a personal feud, but then it opens up this Pandora's box of questions, how we get our news, the media's role in all this, even the future of democracy in America. It's a lot.
It is.
Definitely a lot to think about.